Monday, May 11th, 2020 City Commission meeting to order. First up is to approve the Board of Equalization minutes from April 13th. Everybody have a chance to review those? I will move that we approve the minutes, Board of Equalization minutes.
Second.
Discussion on that? Colin?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Well,
Aye.
yes. Okay, approval of the April 13th City Commission minutes. Do we have a chance to review those? Additions or corrections?
Make a motion to approve the minutes from April 13th. I'll second that.
Okay, discussion? Not, Colin?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Well,
Aye.
yes. Financials? Do we have a chance to review those? Questions on the financials, anyone, or anything, or?
I'll move to approve. Or can you put April on there?
Okay, we have a motion to approve the financials.
I'll second that.
Okay, discussion on the financials? Question? Colin?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Well,
Aye.
yes. Okay, gaming site authorization, American Legion for the Memorial Building. I'll move that we approve the gaming site authorization for the American Legion for the Memorial Hall.
I'll second that.
Discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Well,
Aye.
yes. Okay, gaming site authorization for the American Legion for the captain's cabin.
Move to approve.
I'll second that.
Discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Well,
Aye.
yes. Okay, the, gaming site authorization for the American Legion or the Riverboat Saloon.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Well,
Aye.
yes. Okay, captain's cabin. And Chelsea, you're probably gonna throw some...
Move them. Go to George,
Okay,
and then go back to them.
okay, very good. Get George going.
Yes.
Very good. I see Shelley's not here. Did she send a letter or anything?
Nope, I haven't seen anything.
Have you had any letters on anything?
No,
Okay.
not yet.
Concerning this?
Yeah, nope, nothing.
All right, okay, go ahead.
I don't know if you guys know where I live. I live over there on 14th Street, and just across the track is the gravel road, which I still think is city property. I don't know if it is or not yet, because you maintain the gravel road, so I would assume that's city property. That goes
Well-
to your city building over there and dumped in gravel.
A portion of it is, the stuff closest to the tracks is actually on railroad property, for the most of it.
Right,
The city has been taking care of it because it's basically an established trail.
right.
As it gets further down, it becomes a city street, so.
So, we have riders over there in an empty lot, just in back of Shelley Lester there.
Okay.
And it's like a chainsaw for 3 hours straight. You can't sit outside, and she's got a lot of dust coming her way. So, and they don't, and it was maybe one day, well then, that 1 week it was like 4 days a week, and boy, that got to be really old, sitting outside, or you couldn't even hear in our house the TV, because the one individual had a little bigger bike. He could only use first gear, so he wound that thing as fast as he could go, because he couldn't shift a second, okay? So you know how loud they get then.
Quick question, is this like during the day, in the afternoon, the evening?
It varied. It didn't really matter, but nothing in the morning, but it was always like after they got their schoolwork done, hop on the bike, okay? So we also have another individual, different place, that rides over by where Costs, you know, where around, and his.
On the end of it.
He comes out, I don't know which house it is, he comes out of there, rides the railroad track up to my place, turns around, comes back on Millie's side, but he sometimes goes up on her land to get
Okay.
turned around. Sometimes, that one weekend, she caught it with her camera that he was right down the sidewalk around the whole block.
Oh, really?
And now, these are dirt bikes, they're not street legal, they're actual made for the trails out in the country. And that was our concern, so I called Chelsea and asked if we had an ordinance, and she said she looked and couldn't find one for a dirt bike in town. Hang on, so then we went to the cops. Well, the cops said it's on private land, we can't do nothing about it.
Right.
Now, that's why I'm back to the city.
Good.
Because I had thought that, we had that, when they had the go-karts up there, and that was a business, I know it was a business, but that was the noise pollution, well, I kinda got that right down there too now.
Yeah, up there it wasn't zoned.
Right,
for
well,
that,
but
you
the
know, but
noise
yeah, I know
was
what
an
you're
issue
saying.
at
I know
the
what you're
time.
saying, yeah.
Then I had a lister, and they do the dust, and they're riding, you know, and when they were on the street, they were behind bicycles, so, and I don't know, in our ditch there, I should say Millie's railroad side ditch, there are younger kids that are on there playing in the playgrounds on their land, so I don't know if they'd run down over the ditch to this or not, I don't know.
Mhm.
And then he got brave enough to start doing tricks, and I'm going, oh no. So then, and he did get it in the second gear because he could go a little quicker because he's doing the full length and going down to the Asbury camp and back and turn. So, and as we were leaving tonight, we heard him again. Speak of the devil. So I don't know what we can do about it, but it sure gets annoying when they get going.
Yeah,
We also have the same problem across the highway.
See?
Same thing. Up on the city
Yep.
lot up there in the dirt, they like to mess around there. I don't know who owns the
dirt
land
bikes?
up there. Yeah. And they'll come in through the road out to the highway and drive the ditches. I don't know if these are the same people.
Don't know.
I got the cameras and stuff and you can see it all.
Don't
And
know.
they're going on some of the land, and I think it used to be renters up there. I don't know who's farming it or who owns it right now, but they're going back and forth up there too. So it's an issue throughout the town, I would,
Okay.
I wouldn't want to
Thank
say.
you.
okay.
Thank you.
Call the cops.
Tried, private property. Can't
Oh.
do nothing about it, we already did, tried
Oh.
that, yeah. So, and then, like I said, on that one by Lester's, they got such a small area that's just, it's loud full-time, you know?
The one person that lives next to Shelley Lester there, they apparently gave them permission to ride in her backyard.
Right.
She didn't have a problem with it.
Well, I don't know who lives in that house, but they're riding around the house.
You know, but I talked to
Yeah,
her and she
okay.
called and she said, yeah, I
Right.
don't have a problem with it. Matter of fact, I
Right.
let them ride in my
Yeah.
yard. I don't care. Just to let you know.
Okay.
You know, I see ordinance 120 here, and, you know, it basically says the sounding of horns or signaling devices on any motor vehicle, motorcycle, on any street or public place, except as a danger warning or they're sounding for an unnecessary and unreasonable period of time. I mean, it's in a public place or on the street, but it doesn't specifically deal with private property, and I didn't have a chance to review, you know, further, ordinances. I don't think you found one, right? And if there might be one, but maybe it's not on the computer, maybe we need to actually go in the book itself, you
The
know?
only thing I other found was, if they're licensed. That was like the only other thing, and if not, it's in there to call the cops.
Okay, but as long as, but if they're on their own property, they don't have to be licensed.
Correct.
Yeah,
But is there a noise ordinance?
that is the noise ordinance.
It's basically, as long as they're on their own property, they're not exceeding what I'm gonna call the EPA noise decibel limit.
Yeah.
There's not much you can do, other than the fact, now we come into, you mentioned, okay, raising up a lot of dust. Okay, now, is that any different than a car going up and down a gravel road? I don't know. You know, my suggestion would be, at this point, we don't have a appear to have an ordinance on it. My guess would be maybe one of us or whoever can go talk to the sheriff's office, and might be just as simple as, hey, I know there's no ordinance, I know there's no laws, but can somebody go talk to them, and maybe it might be a simple conversation, I don't know. Just to say, you know, 'cause, you know, my backyard that I bought is right there, and I hear them too, I'm like, you know, I've watched them, and I'm like, they're on their own property.
I know.
I haven't seen them on the road. Is it noisy? Yeah, I mean, it's no different than somebody out cutting a tree with a chainsaw.
But not 3 hours at a time.
No,
No,
but,
you know, and my wife says, aren't they out of gas yet? You know, so that's a long time.
You know, yeah, I mean,
But
I make
may-
mixed reviews on that myself, you know, but,
Maybe up on that side of the road, there's a deputy that lives up by me now and sees him go through there. Maybe he should go talk to him a little bit, you know?
One on the corner down there too.
Right,
I know.
exactly, and discuss it a little bit, see what we can do, otherwise we're going to have to see if we can come up with an ordinance.
Because when we called the sheriff's department, all they said was, it's private property, we can't do nothing about it, so.
Yeah, but they do go on the roads that
At
aren't
times,
private property,
yeah.
at
If
times.
That-
If they
that's
come
what I'm
off
getting
private
at.
property, then they can
Yeah,
do it.
Yeah.
well, do we consider the railroad ditch not, is that open?
railroad ditch is gonna be railroad.
Yeah, so that's
Not their
private property.
Private property.
That, you shouldn't be right in there. That's the one I got
Yeah.
too. That's the way I felt about it.
You know, now, maybe if I sat out and watched them behind my place long enough, maybe they might come out on the road. I haven't seen them when I've been out there, but, you know,
Okay.
how do we wanna, you know, get nitpicky? I think just maybe a conversation to say, hey, you know, what options are there? I mean, there's, you know, a place to, you know, get crazy, and that, you know, to me, that's not in town either.
Right.
If you wanna ride around and putt around a little bit, I understand, but
They were kinda racing though.
Oh, yeah, no, I seen 'em.
Yeah,
I
you
seen
know, they
'em.
weren't just putting. Okay,
You haven't talked to them personally?
no, I haven't.
Yeah. Do you know, has Shelley talked to him or anything, or?
No, I don't think she has either, but, so then you have that, Dallas Summer giving permission to ride on his lot now too, so now they got a little bigger area to go
Right.
with that other place, so, and then, Shelley had stressed to Summer that, his girlfriend, that, you know, if you let them ride on yours, you're liable for accidents if they have one on your property then. You
Yeah,
know,
pretty much.
I didn't like that idea either, you know, so,
Well, that's up to them.
I know, but
right,
yeah,
I hear ya.
that's,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
bringing a lot of mess there.
Yeah. But as far as I can see here, you know, unless it's on a public street or somebody else's property or what have you, you know, I really don't know what we can do. You know, like I said, we can check and see if, I thought there was another, updated ordinance on this, 'cause this is from like '83. You know,
is that the off-road vehicle one too? I know there's one that talks a little bit about that, but I don't remember.
Yeah, we'll have to
UTV,
research this a little
I
bit.
thought there was something in
Ordinance
there.
120?
M20, yeah.
Okay.
But I think there's also one about, you know,
So
public places, which also deals with private land, so we'll have to check into that a little bit
Okay,
more.
I'm
so.
just, I thought,
We'll keep you
somebody
informed.
else should be aware of what's going on, that's
Yeah,
all, you know.
yeah. Let me, write this down. Let's see. Can't even spell. I guess as far as right now, you know, if you see him on the road, just keep calling. Call
Okay.
the police department.
Well,
you know.
if I can catch him doing laps, I will call the cop, because then they can get him, you know, if he's on the road.
Right.
You know, other than that, there isn't, I know, that's why I'm coming here.
Snap a picture with your phone, you know, and go, hey.
Yes.
you know.
Well, my wife did get the picture, and we haven't seen him did it since, so he
Oh.
kinda realized what he got caught doing.
Yeah.
So,
One on, down. past
yeah,
you
but,
there.
yeah, by Costa, that one, yeah.
Say, these guys that I've seen
No.
in my backyard, I haven't seen them out on the road.
No, no,
No.
so. That's all I got.
I guess same up in your area too.
Yeah, but I've seen them on the road because that's how they get out of town. They
Right.
come out from back by the newest water tower or up in that, through that road, then they go
Yeah,
onto the roadway itself.
But I don't wanna see this either get to the point where we start getting some ordinances to now where you know, these kids can't even drive them on the street to get out of town.
Right.
right.
You know, that's why we live in a small town, so we got some of
Right.
those.
Well, that's what we were hoping these kids would get further out of town, not in town.
But
you
where
know.
do they go? That's just it.
Yeah.
Regardless.
And, you know, I understand, maybe they don't have a place. you know,
No.
Yeah.
But that's why I think it's just a simple conversation, whether, you know, the city or the sheriff's department has that with them. You know,
Okay,
try
we'll
that
go
out
with that.
first, I would say.
Okay. Kit, you're the, police guy you talked to maybe, or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, George.
Thank you.
Thank you. Kevin. Maybe.
How's it going?
Go.
So,
Okay, the first thing, we are asking, that we be able to start selling alcohol at 11 instead of noon on Sundays. We get a lot of bike runs that come in up from Bismarck.
What time do you open on Sundays, like?
Well, and that's part of how it all came up, because we used to always open at noon,
Okay.
so it wasn't a big deal, but now since this whole Corona shutdown thing,
Right.
whatever, we did 11 every day, and it's been working nice to have one time Monday through Sunday. So we're just gonna stay at 11 every day. So that's kinda how it all came up,
Okay.
is
Sure.
just changing our opening hours every day to 11. So,
So I understand that the state changed that you can open not at 11, right? You can't open before that, right? Just at 11?
I think you can open at 8 AM.
Not on Sundays. Monday through Saturday you can, but on Sundays it's 11
For the state?
for the state, yes.
Okay.
Okay. I don't have a problem with it myself. But it does require an ordinance change. So, and Chelsea, you check into that a little bit. What did you say it was? First we make a motion to do it, and then we have to rewrite the change. Then we have to read it at 2 different meetings, correct?
2 readings.
Correct,
And then pass it.
right. And it'll pass as long as there's no one disputes it at the second reading,
Right.
which would be our July meeting.
So I will make a motion to, how do I say this? I will make a motion to amend the ordinance for, basically what we'll do is we'll change, noon on Sundays to 11 AM on Sundays.
Do you have the ordinance? Which one is that?
No, I just have the page.
Or maybe it's in here, I just,
It's,
I just didn't know if we needed to reference that ordinance number.
You sent it to me, I didn't bring it with
it
me.
is ordinance
This is section-
139,
And section 6.
yeah.
Section,
No, what am I doing?
6?
Yeah,
No, just
section
kidding.
6. No, it's not.
9.
Section 9.
9. I don't
The
know,
other 6.
I don't know Roman numerals.
You're dyslexic there. Well, that would be wrong.
She's
reading upside down.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my motion.
Second.
Okay, discussion on that? So what we'd have to do is we'd have to rewrite that paragraph and then like read it at the next meeting and then have to be at least 2 weeks for the next meeting after that, correct?
Correct.
2.
Yeah, it
2
just can't be
weeks or 2
with,
meetings?
it has to be 2 meetings, they just can't be within 1 week of each other. But they're 2 weeks apart, so it'll be fine.
Well, you said July, but we can do that in June,
Or
Right,
June,
June,
yeah.
right? Okay, yeah.
Don't listen to me today, because we have our May 26th meeting and then our June meeting.
Okay, so let's vote on that one. Colin?
Aye.
Good.
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Noel?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and you have patio and movie night here?
Yes, so the city of Wilton did a outdoor movie night, and I contacted the Lions Club who set that up in Wilton, and it was actually the mayor of Wilton that kind of led all this, and so I talked to her of how we could do something like that in Washburn for free for something for the city, for us to do.
Okay.
So I talked to the mayor. she said they did it on the side of a semi-trailer at Hefty Seed, and you have to get a movie license through Swank, which is not a huge deal. I talked to the Riverboat Days Committee, and they are interested in kind of doing it in conjunction with the cabin. We wouldn't serve any alcohol, any food, just doing something free for the community. It would be about $500 for the licensing, and then another $100 for her son to bring a projector and a FM tuner, so that people could tune in on their actual vehicle, car, radio.
Oh, so you just park with your car?
Drive in, yep, so that way we wouldn't have to have concessions, no alcohol, no bathroom, no nothing, especially with all this crap going on right now. Nobody has to sanitize or whatever, nothing.
You
So-
might wanna consider talking to Legion, because they, put that movie thing in there, and they bought these movie rights.
Yes. So talk to
You might
Terry.
just- Yeah, because they paid a bunch of money for that, so,
I can, but I don't know with like restrictions and all that.
see, I don't either, but.
You know,
it's a
that's
thought.
why we're thinking an outdoor
Yeah.
drive-in.
Well, what I'm saying is, you might be able to use their license to show
Oh, I see
there.
what you're saying, sure, sure,
Yeah,
sure.
save you a bunch of money.
Since
Sure,
they're-
sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
Got it, I thought you were saying have it
No, no, no,
inside
no,
the hall.
No,
Yeah, that's a great idea, I will
Yeah.
sure check, 'cause that's like $500, which
oh, yeah.
isn't the end of the world. The Riverboat Days Committee and us would split that cost, so it
You
wouldn't
know,
be.
so if you can save money.
Yeah.
Save money.
For sure, and then, with the Riverboat Days Committee, we could also piggyback off of the Lions Club insurance, so we wouldn't have to worry about that extra liability insurance,
And since they have gaming up there, it might, the Legion, that might work better that way.
yeah, for sure.
Well, the Legion works with everybody.
Right, but I mean,
Yeah.
since it's set up.
But you'll be checking into it.
Yes, so the only thing that we need from the city is this Swank, if we do have to go through the licensing from them, is they need a letter from the mayor saying that we are not under lockdown and that the mayor's okay with us doing this. So, but let me check with the Legion first.
Okay.
The other thing is we will do it as a free will offering for the resource center.
Oh.
They said they raised about $1,200, so, the only thing is we can't advertise that ahead of time, or you have to send half the money to this Swank. So,
Yeah.
anyway, I just thought it would be a cool thing we could
Yeah,
do for the
I like
community. So I'll check on the licensing for that.
Yeah, and then just let us know, I mean, I think, yeah,
Perfect. Okay, perfect.
I think more we can do, the better.
Yeah, the only other question was on a patio, if there's any type of restrictions or things, do I need to like ask permission to get a patio? Like, I don't know all the rules, everything I know is that it was like word of mouth, hand-me-down stuff from Ron, so it's,
And what does Ron say?
that basically, if we put like tables and chairs outside, we have to fence it in if we plan on serving alcohol outside.
Okay, and by fencing it, is it just a railing?
Well, that's my question. What's a fence? Is that snow fence? Is that a permanent fence? Is that, we're kind of brainstorming of, do we buy 10 picnic tables and put them outside and just say, we will sell you off sale if you choose to take it out in the parking lot, that's your business? Do we,
What,
I don't
what do
know.
they do downtown in the back there on that big deck, do you know? Do they drink out there? Do they? Talk to the girl that knows. So, okay, that's a good question.
So I'm not really sure, and it's not like life or death, but I don't think that this whole situation is going away. So people call all the time and ask if we have outdoor seating, so it's like, is it as simple as throwing 10 picnic tables out and we sell them their food and off sale, and if they go sit at the table, that's their business, the cops wanna do what they wanna do? Or is it better to just, no, you need to build a fence?
Mhm.
I talked to, a bar owner in Hazen, and he has an outdoor area, and he can expand it, but basically he said it's just to keep the people from walking off with the drinks, but there has to be a way to get out of it too, like a fire exit, if it's a wood one. But I'm thinking just a smaller type, snow fence or something like that, that people can get out if they have to, but just kinda,
Well, in the
you know.
past, I have asked JR because, like, for last Saturday, for example, we were supposed to have a big bike run coming through, and they were all gonna just stay outside so that they're not all coming in and out and stuff. And he basically said, like, even if I get the airport crowd control things, like the retractable,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
like, that's considered a fence. It's a designated area. It
Mhm.
doesn't necessarily have to be a 8-foot tall iron, you know, this and that. It's just mainly designated an area.
Mhm.
So, I mean, that's something we could look into. We're trying to do it, of course, at as low as cost as possible right now, so
Right.
it's like maybe that would be sufficient, but I just wanted to check with you guys first. I don't wanna do anything wrong.
I think it would be nice to have an outside seating, on nice days.
And I don't even wanna go as far as serving people out there, because we don't have the staff to do that
Right, they
anyway.
would have to walk out there, right?
Yes, so it's basically, here's your food and beer to go, what
But-
you do.
But I'm pretty sure it would have to be in a, enclosed area,
Designated.
a designated enclosed area. I mean, they couldn't walk out into the grass out.
Sure.
Like they do for the tent stands.
Yep.
Could ask Underwood too, because the Rusted Rail has that brick,
Yeah, theirs isn't
and
fenced
that's not
in.
fenced. Yeah, I think they have like some, like logs and stuff kind of
Mhm.
designating, but I don't think it's,
Yeah,
Yeah, I wish I'd known about this, I would have read through the ordinance before, but,
and it's no hurry, it's
okay.
not like I need to know tonight or anything, it's
Yeah.
just something I thought I'd ask and see if you guys had some input on what we should do, because basically JR said the airport fencing.
So he thought it was okay, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I will read through this and see what it says and
Sure.
kind of do a little research on that.
Because I think, now this is rumor again, hearsay basically, is that if I put in like a permanent patio
Okay.
where we're gonna be serving food and alcohol, that kind of stuff, it's like basically an extension of the actual restaurant, that it has to have a separate entrance from the building out to the patio,
Maybe.
and then you're able to actually serve out there, but that's not even in the
Yeah.
ballpark at this point, so
Yeah,
that'd be knocking through walls and
right, yeah.
this is like just throwing some picnic tables up,
Right.
basically.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I guess let us check into that.
Yeah, for
Unless
sure.
anybody has an issue with that or anything, I sure don't. I think the more you can make it better for people, have a good time.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Been waiting for that for a long time.
I know. Well, and it'd be nice to put like an actual patio, but it's like a little scary times right now.
Right, yeah, exactly.
It just gets a little noisy on the biker runs in the morning, once in a while when they all take off, but.
That's part of the fun. Okay. Anything else then? Yeah.
Nope, that's all I have.
Okay, so basically probably next meeting we'll have that, ordinance reading, first reading and.
Perfect. Okay, sounds
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Left third issue. Mr. Mike?
There's been people coming in, on the lot that's owned by the city and picking up black dirt and just taking it. I don't believe that we really wanna sell it, we wanna keep it as our own use, so I'd like to put up a sign out there just that this is, not for sale. And, see how that goes. And maybe put it on the website that that's not for sale back there and not to be taken.
Yeah, I think we need a sign.
Well, they're not paying for it now, so,
Yeah.
right, so why would it be for sale? Just
Well,
Something they know
people
about
are
that.
claiming that they have rights to it and this and that, and it's just, it becomes a hassle when they just go back there and start loading up all the time, or dumping back there.
Well, it's basically theft, it is, if somebody needs a five gallon bucket full, who cares? But when you start hauling truckloads out of there, it's an issue.
and this is a black dirt back.
Up
Up on,
north of the Heritage Heights up there,
Okay.
there's a lot spots up there.
where we got the dirt for the road over here. That's where we picked up a lot of the black
I mean,
dirt.
I think we should get a sign that says, this is,
Private property.
Something, city property, keep out or something.
Yep, so the motorcycles, they're not jumping over the top of it, cause that's a liability deal.
any,
'Cause they-
unauthorized removal will be subject to penalty or fine.
Because they're coming in and cutting it straight so that there's no slope, so you go over, walk over the top, you could fall off 8 feet down,
Yeah,
cause they're not,
Who's doing it?
I think Marvin Stroh,
was hauling it, right? You
Hauling
said-
it.
That's what you said.
yeah. And, so I don't know who is all hauling it, I said not to do it anymore, so.
Send them a bill. Don't we have snow fence?
Not that much.
That'd be a lot.
That'd be a lot.
I'll go buy some, put some up. What do we pay? You gonna go buy a snow fence, or you wanna buy a liability, somebody over there screwing around on the lawn and it's gonna come back to the city?
Well, how many lots do we have there? We got,
Quite a few.
we need about,
No, I'm just talking about the piles,
oh, just a pile.
just talking about, just,
Well, it's like 2 lots.
Yeah, it kinda goes across a couple lots.
Well, that dirt pile is way smaller than it used to be.
Well, it's 'cause they hauled a bunch of it down here. We could actually maybe pile it up and put a fence around it, maybe.
Okay.
Could do that.
Even before that, a lot of people have been taking it
Yeah.
I know,
most of the year.
yeah. Well, we have some snow fence, right?
We have some, yeah, but not enough to go all the way around it. We could just buy some, but,
Well, might have to. Not that plastic crap either, get the wood stuff.
Ooh, that would be expensive.
That's not that expensive. The plastic stuff is all hanging down on the ground anyway,
Yeah.
whenever you see it.
Do we keep that mowed up there? Is that gonna be an issue? We put snow
They
fence
have
and
been
we
mowing it,
weeds?
but they haven't been doing the top of it.
No, but if we put a, fence around there, and there'll be weeds growing around that, is that, yeah, just
Just spray it.
spray it.
Yeah, let's do that. Pile it up, put snow fence around it.
you
Yeah.
want wood,
Huh?
you want wood snow fence?
Well, I think that would be better.
Check on the price.
see what it costs.
Yeah.
Get some teeth posts and.
But every time you put up that plastic, it's all on the ground.
Yeah,
It always is,
but I don't wanna spend $3,000 for a wood fence.
Oh, it's not gonna be that much. They're not that expensive. We'll see what we have, and we'll see what we got, so, okay.
Well, we do have a lot of cattle panels we don't use anymore.
Be a lot of work.
Yeah, 'cause we used to block off the street.
Yeah, they didn't want them the past couple of years. so.
They didn't? They put cattle panels up there.
Or they took them last year, I guess, but then 2 years prior to that, they didn't use them. So it's kinda, plus there won't be one this year, I guess, so.
We'll figure it out, okay?
Okay.
You have time to do that, Adam?
Well, we can make them.
Okay. Designate official newspaper. Well, we really have no choice. If you have a local paper, you have to designate it as your paper. So, is it up for election or up for ballot this year that we play that they want the minutes published?
Yes, it is. It's on the June ballot.
So should we just wait with this? Or,
The first meeting in May, it needs to be designated.
okay, but if they say no, then it,
Right.
well, I guess official newspaper, that's anything you put in there, not just minutes, so, yeah.
Right.
Okay. But I think Century Code says if you have a newspaper in your town, you have to use that one. Some newspaper lobbyists got that passed. So, we need a motion to designate an official newspaper.
I'll move that the leader is the official newspaper for City of Washburn.
I'll second.
Discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Kit?
Alright,
Mike?
Hi.
Well,
Aye.
yes. Police contract, 2021. So basically, this year's contract is $161,196.84. The new contract is $167,322 and it's 24 cents, can't see my writing. So basically, it's gone up about $6,130. Did you get a chance to look through this, Chelsea? Is there anything different in here than the last one? I'm thinking there probably isn't.
I don't believe so, not that stood out.
Yeah, I think it's probably just basically the amount, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, when do we have to have this by?
July 1st.
July 1st. So we can postpone this, if you guys wanna do that?
With everything going on, I'd like to see it go the other way.
It ain't going the other way.
Yeah,
Well, how is Garrison's going?
ain't gonna happen,
We're not getting our own.
no.
There ain't no way, man.
$6,000 a year, if that's what it's going up for the cost of living, and to keep people here in town, living here in town.
We've got quite a few deputies living in town,
Yeah.
and I think we have some pretty good deputies around here. You
I
know?
also think if we don't push back, we're gonna keep going this direction.
Yep. And in 5 years,
I'm
we're.
not saying, I'm not advocating that we don't sign it. Contracts are made to be adjusted, and what I'm saying is that number needs to change,
Okay,
and it needs to go down.
okay.
Because
You know,
I,
we were promised last year that we're gonna get these reports, and that happened like twice, and then they fell flat on their face, so.
We don't get that anymore. You get them?
Did somebody contact them after we discussed it the last time? Because they did like email in 2 or 3 reports,
They did,
but just within the last week and a half.
oh, really?
They weren't at the end of the month. But it can take a while to even get, tickets down here as well,
Right.
so.
Well, maybe we need to sit down and have a discussion with them again.
they need to show up and we need to go over a few things.
Well, we can sure do that. We can, when do you wanna talk to them? June meeting? Next meeting?
Next meeting,
Next
You
meeting.
gonna be around next meeting? Make that one?
I don't know,
May
It's
26th,
on the, when is it?
May 26th, the Tuesday after Memorial Day.
Okay, yeah, Tuesday after Memorial Day.
no, it'll be on nights.
So June 1?
June 9th. So the election's on,
June.
so June 9th, Kit?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay. Let's see if we can't get them here on June 9th to discuss the contract. Everybody have your ideas that you want for them, so what you wanna talk to them about? Who do we want? Do we want the sheriff, JR, do we want, I think Richard came last time, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I think we should have the sheriff himself.
JR, yep.
Nothing against Richard, but, you know, JR's the chief man. Okay. I would try and set that up as soon as you can, so that, because you'll probably need to schedule, you will probably,
Okay.
somebody else don't care. Okay, thank you. Any other talk on that? Blue Cross Blue Shield renewal. We leave that in Chelsea's capable hands here.
We have a grandfathered plan, but I did get a couple different plans that we could switch to if we wanted to. Our new price would go up to roughly $4,100 for us. Otherwise, if we went to this new one, it would be, each person would have their own rate depending on what they have covered, if it's single dependent, family. With that new plan, all preventative exams would be covered, where on this grandfather plan, they're not. It would go down in price for the city if we went to this new one. And the out-of-pocket is like $200 less than what the normal, what the plan is that we're on right now. So Adam and I did discuss it too, just 'cause he's here, it affects him, and he's good with either way that we decide to go.
It's kind of a win-win for the employees and the city, right? To go
Mhm.
with that?
Yeah,
To go with the newer plan.
right. It's just if we switch off this grandfather plan, we cannot go back.
All right, well, right, yeah, once you get off it, yeah, you
Right.
can't go back.
Do we have to decide this meeting?
By the end of May, so we could wait until the,
I just want you to make sure that that's what you guys wanna do, because I'm scared to leave this, the plan, you know,
'Cause that's the
for you
Cadillac,
guys. you
Cadillac
know, yeah.
plan right now,
Just
is
make
what
sure
I've
that all
been
comparisons have
explained.
been done and, you know.
So there must be something majorly different between the two plans.
Well, from what Chelsea was telling me, the new plan is based on, a lot of it's on age, right?
Mhm.
And what you have, the older you are, the more it would cost.
Yeah, but I-
and if
but-
we do want Ryan, I guess, to come up here, the rep, or to talk to you as well, he would set up a meeting.
I mean, if somebody wanted to meet with them, that would be fine. I don't know if we need to do it at a city meeting.
You're saying with, it's tied to age, so the older you guys get, then it's gonna
It could
cost
increase,
more.
yeah.
But I thought they adjusted that with the other plan too,
I don't know.
with the, I thought. Because as you drop certain people off and pick other people up, that changes that plan, is the way I was always explained.
Well,
It has
always-
something to do with more, deductibles and stuff like that usually, or where you get the service provided at.
As long as, it accepts Blue Cross Blue Shield,
Right.
you can go anywhere in network.
That's being
There's no
a
out of,
network provider, otherwise. it's
there's no
costing
set
a ton.
hospital, there's no set thing. You can pick Sanford, you can pick
Yeah.
Dakota.
Basically anything in North Dakota you go to,
Mhm.
yeah. But, I mean, there's different, there's single plus dependent, and there's, like family, I mean,
But if you do wanna talk to Ryan, he would call us again.
I mean, if you guys wanna talk,
I just don't wanna
that's
jump into
fine.
it and then we regret it, you know.
Right, well, that's why I asked Chelsea and Adam to discuss it and see what they wanna do.
might be a matter of time before we change it anyway.
Right.
We don't know.
July 1st is,
That's what
When our-
I did, yeah.
effective date where it would change.
No, but I mean, the grandfathered one, who's to say it's gonna stay that way for the next 30 years? It's gonna be,
Yeah.
Well, they can't change the policy, but they can change the price, that's the only thing.
Yeah, that's true.
So as long as whatever you have on your policy on that grandfathered one, they can't take it away. You can't add to it, but they can't take away what you already have.
Right.
But the price can go up every year.
Yeah, they could make it
Eliminate
outrageously
policy,
priced, yeah,
No, if
No.
you're grandfathered in, they cannot take it away from you.
right.
We have that's ours until we jump out of it and go to something different. And after that, then you'll never go to that plan again.
Right.
And like the postal service had at one time, when they were, 'cause my wife's grandma, she never did remarry, and then she had health insurance till the age of 90 with the same policy,
Yeah. Right.
same way. It's just like, it was beautiful,
Mhm. That's why, so, like what she's saying, she don't want to jump out of this, 'cause if we jump out of it, this is over. What we have now is over, you'll never see it again. Unless years down, something will change with them, but that's why, that's what she's
so are they
doing.
making it more lucrative up front to the new one, saying, well, it's
Yeah,
cheaper to get you to go, and then when
then
you
you-
switch, it's like, sorry, then they
Yes,
put the
exactly.
screws to you afterwards. Insurance.
Well, we can
Adam?
wait till the next
Oh,
meeting, but we
Larry?
need to have a decision by next meeting. What?
If he's offering to come up and talk us through it, then why not just do that, and then we can.
Or I can set up a phone meeting with him again too,
Yeah.
and make sure you're in there, and Noelle, you could be in there too, just to go through it.
Yeah.
That'd be fine, yeah. Okay, just put it on the agenda for next meeting then, but you'll have your meeting before then. and we'll make a decision next meeting. Okay, cool.
God. Take that off of there.
Mhm.
Liberty Business Systems, contract copies.
We have a contract with them where it's for so many copies for black and so many copies for color. We have been using more colored copies than what it was in our contract, and we've been using significantly less of what our black copies are. I have noticed that if something prints is automatically set to color, there are things that I could go through and change so they're not printing in color if we want to continue with the rate that we have now, or she sent me a new proposed one of going with that to lessen our black copies and increase our colored copies. Just so we're utilizing what we're paying for, because we pay them quarterly.
Okay. What do you think we should do on that?
I think if we hold off and there's a lot of stuff that probably doesn't need to be printed in color. If you guys are okay with seeing black and white and stuff, and unless we need it to be in colored, and just go that route and see if we can cut back on our color and just increase our black then.
You know, yeah, I mean, you know, you have like this Blue Cross stuff, and that can be in, of course, I'm the only one that gets that. but-
Yeah, but it's just other little stuff that gets printed too, settings can be changed, defaulted, and
Yeah, I think unless it's,
Unless you need to do a presentation you're gonna give to somebody, you need it professional,
Right.
you can always change that to color.
And that's one thing I guess I did notice kind of right away was stuff that was always being printed in color versus just black and white, so.
yeah, be fine with that.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Contract with tree removal companies.
Four Seasons approached us last summer and wrote us a letter where they're not charging a no disposal fee, they're dumping off their trees. Adam informed me that somebody, last week was it, dumped a bunch of trees back there. He didn't know, he couldn't see who it was, they're large trees. Is it something we need to go moving forward, where we create a contract, we have them sign it, or we can't police it? Do we see if they come back again? Adam says he had seen them since.
Was it a contractor, was it a truck, was it?
They had a truck with a name and a number on the side, but I didn't.
So it was probably a contractor then.
It could have been, or it could have been somebody renting a truck out of it.
You saw him dump it, you didn't go stop him?
Well, we had the Unimog, we had the sander up in the air with the loader, so I couldn't really leave.
We didn't pick it up with the camera at the hall though, did we? Driving by.
That's pretty
It's
far.
pretty far, I know, but I mean,
You might have it.
but it could be too late now, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it could be too late, but that does help, you know, you can see over there.
Yes.
Wasn't Four Seasons saying that they'd come in and help clear out some of the big stuff? Because
they
they're
did.
dumping in our lot?
Yes, they did.
Cause I think they took some of the trees from down there, didn't they, last year, and cut them up? Somebody cut up all those big trees.
Baloo took them.
Oh, okay.
Is the sign up there that says no dumping of anything over like 4 inches and stuff like that still there? And I think, and I think Chelsea and I talked about this, of course you weren't here, but wasn't it last year, didn't we say that contractors could dump there, but they needed to get permission from us first? I believe that's what we said, if I remember right. So we know, who's doing what, and then we can.
It needs to be for trees that are cut in the city, not
Absolutely,
outside town
only in
or
the
brought
city, right, and they cannot charge disposal, and they're supposed to let us know when they're doing it. I believe that's what the motion was.
I don't think it was just for Four Seasons.
Well, Yeah, but, because other companies would have to come talk to us. Right, exactly. They were the only ones that talked to us. That was our thing. They have to come and talk to us. You know, that was what we were gonna do, but they had to talk to us first. So, and Four Seasons came and talked to us, so.
Yeah, remember, I didn't think we let them do that. They wanted to go back there and cut up, you know, and take that, and they weren't gonna take the bigger stuff, they were just gonna take the smaller stuff. And I thought we wouldn't let them do that because that was liability on the city for them being back there.
Well, we didn't want individuals going back there and cutting them up for firewood, you know.
How's it different in a business? It's the same thing, you're still
Well, I
going
thought
back
they
in
were
there.
just gonna come and take the big chunks and go, not actually cut them up back there.
Yeah, that I don't know, I guess, if that's what they
Yeah.
did, I don't know, but.
I thought that's what it was, but I could be wrong.
I know there's grass clippings laying all over again back there, and,
It's a giant mountain.
yeah. Tell you, said it before, you have to put up a damn gate, fence back there. Only
Good
open for
idea.
certain times.
You know, I like that idea, I really do,
There, I mean,
I really do.
there's no other choice, it's open from this time to this time.
Yeah,
If we
And on the
get-
weekends, it's gonna have to be open on the weekends, on Saturday, from a certain time to a certain time.
yeah,
So people can, you know, still get back there and do their thing, but other than that, you gotta put up a goddamn fence and a gate. I've said that for 4 years now.
I agree.
And it, you know, look, nothing's gotten any better, nothing's changed, it's gotten worse,
Yeah,
you know?
And if we got cattle panels, we could put up and set it up that way. And then focus the camera on there if we can, to shoot back there, to watch the gate.
boy, we're gonna get crap over this, but you know, what are you gonna do? You know,
Well, we're gonna have to close it two locations, one right behind the building here, and then the other is,
Right,
you know, which, yeah.
but you know what they're gonna do, they're gonna cut my grass at a certain time and, like. you
But
know.
when they burn it back there, then we catch crap because it smells and stinks and
Well.
we're gonna get it one way or the other.
But I'm talking about, you know, people mowing their grass and 24/7, you know, and that's where we're gonna get guffed, but you know what, it is what it is.
So you either do this, or you shut it down completely, and everybody in the city takes care of their own stuff, and there's no more dumping anywhere in town.
Yeah,
Them are the two options.
yeah, I agree,
Well, I hate to be that way, but I mean, that's what it's come to anymore. But
yeah.
Just who opens and closes it, especially on the weekends?
The one guy that's retired.
Yeah, well, take turns. Well, you know what though, I mean, you almost gotta have somebody there, that's the problem, you know.
Well, they got them deals where you can set them gates up on a timer.
Yeah,
You know, it's like out at work, they got timers set up on them, they're open from 4 to 7 or 4 to 8 or something like that, you know?
yeah,
You can set them up where that gate's open for 8 hours a day. And at that end of that 8 hours or 10 hours or whatever, it shuts, you know?
right, right. Yeah, I agree, we need to do something, let's probably look into what we wanna do, probably at least for now, put up the cattle panels and, I think we have a gate down there. We have a gate down there, don't we, in the compound, sure we do, there's a gate down there.
George had a comment?
This was brought up at that meeting too, because they said, well, the gate's closed, now we're gonna dump it right in front of the gate. You know, but we have a camera.
Well,
Okay,
if-
that's the nice part about the camera, yes, sir.
If we can.
But that's what I'm saying, if they can't dump, they're gonna dump it right beside the gate.
Well, then everything will be shut down.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, that's what I'm getting at.
That'll take care of everything.
Yeah, I don't, but that's what was brought up too.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
People didn't want millions of dollars for a little piece of land that ain't worth it. You know, what do you do? It'd be nice to buy something across the highway out there or some damn place, buy something where we could set just something up just for this, for, you know, mulching and
Yep.
all that, but
Yep.
when you want, I gotta watch my mouth, I just about said it. They got really strong prices for land that is just not worth it.
Give it a couple of years.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so, we'll see what we can, set up there. We need a motion on that.
I would say look into it and then bring it back with a proposal.
got a meeting in 2 weeks, so, but in the meantime, we'll, you know what, though, if we don't motion it, then people are gonna go, heck, who authorized you to do that? City did. You make a motion? No.
Well, we can make a motion for temporary.
So we're gonna have to probably get new signs. What do you think?
Whatever you want.
Set it up, do it?
I'll make a motion that we set up the panels for getting into the dump area. And we get a couple new signs made up. Dumping is open from
We'll
9
figure-
to
we'll figure
6.
out a time or whatever, so. Time can be determined, right?
Time to be trained, yeah.
Perfect, love it. The motion, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Kit?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
No?
Aye.
Yes. Love it. Yeah, and then, if we see companies there, they're gonna have to get hold of us. You know, 'cause that was the deal. That I remember. Okay. Accounting software, update.
I believe last summer or sometime, Black Mountain had gotten in contact with Rainey, or she contacted them about possibly switching softwares from Banyan to Black Mountain. They are currently running a special where they will waive all our purchase price, so we'll have to pay our annual fees and our one-time conversion. It would be roughly between 19,000 to 22,000, depending on the add-ons. But looking at a couple of them, I believe there's some that we can take off that we won't need. Normal price is roughly that 45,000, where we could get it for roughly, well, I'll just say 20,000. Could include all the training, the one-time conversion, get it set up. I did have her today include the special software, because that's the main thing I think that we're gonna need. If we are going to switch softwares, I'd rather start right away with the specials and put it into a new software versus trying to put it into Banyan, figure out where we're at, and transferring it over to a new software. I've had good reviews about Black Mountain. I've had people say they really like the customer service, and it's really easy to use.
The thing about this, just to throw it out there, annual fees are what, $8,300?
Roughly,
Right.
yes.
Roughly, or, like, depending on what you have, I guess.
Right.
So, yeah. And that could change some.
How does that compare to our Banyan software?
Banyan's around 25 to 28, I think, roughly, from what I looked at
Per year?
per year, yeah. So the fees are a little bit more. But we could cut off some of these, like if we could email bills, if we wanted to go with that for utility billing, but that would also save on postage.
But you can't do that to everybody,
Right.
right?
We could get rid of the direct deposit if we don't wanna go with that for right now.
We could add to this later, is what you're saying, correct? I mean,
Yes,
some of it.
and we could take away some of these options that are on here too. She just put roughly as to the basics or what she thought we would need. I don't think we need this barcode scanner. That would be a one-time fee, I guess, but
Yeah, probably not.
we could probably, the service orders, when I did talk to her was kinda nice, because I could put orders out and give them the address, like say to Adam, water shut off at this date. When he fills it, or he does it, he can fill it out, it comes back, it's all tracked. That was an example, but that's probably an order, if we didn't wanna spend that kind of money, we could cut that service too and continue doing it the way we are doing it.
So, this 45,000 to the 19,000, like on the first column, the purchase price, you have accounting, payroll, accounting 7,000, payroll roughly 5,000, direct deposit 1,000, and then in the $19,000 price, there's nothing in there?
Right, because this
'Cause of the
offer that they're
special?
doing, yep, they're
Oh.
offering us, all that purchase price is being waived.
Oh, I see, okay.
So all
Oh,
we're
okay.
paying for is our annual fee and then our obviously our
Okay.
one-time conversion.
Okay, I see, so actually, all the stuff in the first column, the majority of that is being waived.
Correct.
I see, and that's where you get your, okay, that's where
Yep.
you get your difference. I know, you know, from years past, Banyan, there's a lot of things Banyan doesn't do, right? And there's been a real hassle of trying to get it to do a lot of things. You know, Rainey told me that, and I think it was even way before then, you know, that it was just a pain.
What do cities typically use?
They're between Banyan and Black Mountain. Between the majority of them, depending on what your city's needs are, or if they've had it. I've had people say they really like Banyan. I've had a lot of people, just through our League of Cities email that comes out, that really like Black Mountain. I think Black Mountain, unless we would go through a training with Banyan, I don't think it's not user-friendly.
Banyan is not.
No. And maybe it's because I didn't have adequate training on it too, maybe, I don't know, but it's just, I don't like the software program. I don't think it, even if it's, we have the functions for it, it's not being utilized to its full capacity.
Yeah. The thing about this too is, this wouldn't be just a buy it and convert immediately, you know, because of everything that's going on. It would take a while to convert things over, I would think, right?
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I would have to double check with Heather on kind of what they're,
But you really can't run two systems very long, I'm guessing.
No,
You're gonna
no,
have
I
to
get- yeah.
Get this and then cut over and.
Right, I
one
mean,
or the other.
eventually you have to, I wonder if you can incorporate one into the other somehow, I don't know. You know, transfer,
yeah, I guess I don't know how they link it over.
yeah, I
But
don't either.
she said that it would pick up like our budget, our billing, everything, and it would just roll it over into
Oh,
this
what?
new software. For how, I guess, unless they have to go through and look it up to convert it over.
So, would they be doing a lot of this conversion over? Or would you be
Yes.
doing all that, or?
They would be doing a lot of it.
That's part of it?
Yep.
Okay. Is this something you wanna think on a little bit more, or you wanna, or what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I can, and if there's more information that we want, I can get in contact with Heather again too, to see,
Yeah,
like, the conversion, the time process.
right, I think it would be good to know all that stuff.
Have they demoed it to you, or anything, where they could bring up a laptop and go over it with you just a little bit to see?
She has asked and she's offered it as a possibility, I just haven't had the time.
Right.
Right,
Well,
but
yeah, that's-
I would think that if we could find some time to do that, to see if you are comfortable with it and what it can do, you know. 'Cause I hate to switch something and, you know, then you don't like it and then we're already committed.
Right.
It can't get worse.
Okay, well, that's what we need to know.
Is this something that we had anticipated in our budget?
I thought Rainey did.
I didn't look into that. I know this has been in the works or that they've,
It's been talked about for a while, I know,
We'd have to look at the budget.
yeah.
I thought she put something in there for that.
She might have, you know, we have to check.
You know what I mean, if something was in there and it was 45 and now it's 19, we might be there in the cards to do it.
Right.
So if we could check that out for the next meeting, so we could, if
Is there a timeline on this or deadline?
no, she just wanted to know if we were interested or not, so if we weren't, then she could offer it to somebody else. But she knows that
Tell
the
her
city of
we-
Washburn has been.
Tell her we would, you know, for 15,000, we'd be more interested.
Yeah.
Hey, it's worth a shot, you know.
I know.
The
They
annual
can do
fee
the ask.
would go down.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I think, yeah, maybe a demonstration for you anyway, just to make sure that
Okay.
you would like it.
Yep.
I would think. Okay.
problem with the elevator getting it put in and stuff, and we've been buying doors and stuff like that, so we budgeted 8,000 for the Memorial Hall for the elevator. I'd like to transfer 5 over for 'em for right now, and from our budget to help pay for the, sheet rock and the window or doors, and for cutting out the concrete.
I thought 8,000 was our share that we were paying for the elevator and everything.
Right, Terry asked for 5 for right now, is what he asked the other day.
Oh,
So, he might want more,
okay.
but we can put more in too, but, he asked me the other day for 5 to help build that up because they haven't had the money coming in as fast through the gaming and stuff like that, so. They might ask for more later on, but
So we haven't given them anything out of that, as far as, for that elevator yet, correct?
No.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause we budgeted 8.
we budgeted 8, but, he said 5, so. Because they've been, like, downstairs, they've been working on that down there, so, if that's what he wants, I'd like to switch that over. So I make a motion to
Okay.
switch 5,000 over to the Memorial, or to the Legion, for the elevator.
Okay,
Second.
discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Good.
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
No. Yes, very good. Summer help?
Well, we've got one person now. Ben came back from last year.
Yep.
We are going to do some interviews tomorrow. One summer help there. One more tomorrow.
Okay.
At this point, that's all I know.
Are you also gonna be interviewing
Deputy auditor.
Deputy Auditor? That's tomorrow too, or?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Do you want to repost it if we do not offer this position that we're interviewing tomorrow? Because you want to, correct?
We need two, I feel, yeah. Unless you think you can do it all by yourself.
No. Well, we could, but we won't get a lot of stuff done.
Talking summer help?
Yeah, summer help, yep.
Oh, okay. So if it goes bad, then we could repost.
Yeah, I mean, we'll know tomorrow, I mean, yeah.
All right.
2 on top of the one you already have, no.
No.
No, just an
Just an
additional, one
Just
more.
an additional
Yeah,
one more.
I mean, we gotta still hire for Turk's position,
Right.
that's all, but that's.
It closed Friday.
That's
closed
So I have all the
Friday.
applications.
Okay. Opening City Hall Memorial Hall. I motion that we open up the City Hall Memorial Hall effective today. Memorial Hall is not open for walking, it's just for functions. People are responsible for their own distancing and everything like that. And Chelsea, you're comfortable opening City Hall, correct?
Yes.
That's my motion, open them up.
I'll second that.
Discussion?
Yeah, well, I think that was as long as Chelsea's comfortable, cause she's the one that's gotta deal with the public, so if she's okay with it.
Okay, Colin?
Aye.
Kit?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
No?
I'm gonna say no, I do think they should be closed a bit longer.
Okay, I'm gonna say yes. Sorry.
No, that's
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah. Is the, county open? They're not, okay. All right, water plant servers, upgrade.
Let's see, we got, you sent that for a new, updated one today, right? Is that what that was about? Is this the new one?
Is that the email you
Yes.
received too?
Yes.
Okay.
So news.
That was the first one I sent it
Oh,
out.
never mind, put it back.
Okay.
Yeah, this is for new, computers, servers at the water plant. The other ones are ancient,
They're about 11 years old.
11 years old. Adam's been keeping them running, but barely. initial proposal was for new server, backup server, and all this. I don't feel we need a backup server at this point. So with the backup server, programming, labor, for all this, it's gonna be $20,500, correct?
Yeah. Plus, we're buying the software ourselves, so they don't have to mark it up. That's another approximately 5,000. They're gonna update
Okay,
that.
that's what I was seeing, yep.
I didn't print off that second email.
Yeah, that was a later email.
Sorry.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's the old price that the email that they sent, they gotta get the new prices on it, so.
So we're looking at what, the total?
Approximately 25.
$25,000.
Well, because it's probably 26.
Yeah.
26, so, I mean, this server is what controls our plant. If that goes down, we're dead in the water, so.
We'd be
There's two of them.
screwed.
There's two of them.
Two, yep, well, one for the G, or
Yep.
the membranes, and one for the plant, so.
And both of those will be replaced then, right?
Yep, and one of them has backup hard drives. Not that, we won't have a backup server, but there'll be backup hard drives.
So it'd be like.
The one we have now does not.
Right.
So I make a motion that we proceed with ordering these servers for roughly $26,000.
And that comes out of the water treatment upgrade plan or
Yes,
budget,
yes.
right?
Either that or we take it out of the water account, either one. I would say
Yeah.
the upgrade, maybe. Yeah.
I think we do the upgrade.
Water treatment upgrade account.
Got any money in there? Yeah, we got like $46,000 in there. Okay. I will second that unless somebody did already. No? Okay. Discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Chip?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Well,
Aye.
yes.
You get that ordered in?
Yep,
Okay.
or one of you might actually have to sign the paper, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Can you do that?
You want this back? Yeah, I can just print it off.
Sign it.
Oh, it's on that one, yeah.
Okay. If you wanna sign it, speak to the mayor.
All right, whatever you want to do. Hurry up so we can move on. Go ahead. McKenna, you're next. McLean Sheridan proposal. So we've been approached by McLean Sheridan, Rural Water, and, Midwest Ag Energy, which is basically the ethanol plant, to possibly supply them with 500 gallons per minute. Annual 215 million gallons of water for the Blue Flint ethanol plant. We, just have, the initial meeting on that. And I guess we were, kinda waiting to hear what the plant was gonna do. Well, now they said they're gonna close. Whether they actually, somebody buys them or not, who knows? I have heard through the wind that there is some group trying to get together to, you know, maybe do something with it, but who knows where that will go. So anyway, what they would like to do is make a, three-party memorandum of understanding would be the first step between the city, the district, and Midwest Energy. Which would basically identify the responsibility of each party's task and assign financial responsibilities for each task, if any. From what I understand, if the plant does shut down, Coal Creek is responsible for providing Blue Flint, providing water and energy?
Steam,
Well,
I think that's what.
I don't know if it's gonna be steam, it's natural gas, you know, from what I understand. What they do with it, I don't know. I mean, they're obviously not gonna run the plant. But power and water. There's also possible wastewater infrastructure, because we're gonna have wastewater disposal, which, our ponds can't handle that right now. So anyway, what this is an initial, memorandum of understanding that, they would like us to consider and, move forward from there. Talking with Colin, we don't feel that the city should be forking out a bunch of money right now for studies and stuff like that. Not without any guaranteed return. Colin, any other thoughts on that, or?
No, that's correct. You know, this is, you know, at this point, a joint, we call it a venture between the city, McLean Charter, and Blue Flint, and ultimately, you know, Blue Flint is the recipient. I kind of think, we all think that, yeah, this should be spearheaded through them, you know, any engineering fees, you know, anything like that.
Right.
Should be put back to them, not the
Right.
city.
And I guess the initial thought is, they would probably have their own pump at the water plant and their own line heading out. And if I remember correctly, we would sell this to rural water, and rural water would sell it to them. Okay? This possibly might even give us some more money for an intake structure. You know, because of increased demand, more, stable water source.
Do they want treated water, or do they just want raw water?
No, it's gotta be treated.
Treated water.
Yeah, okay.
Processed water.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, that reminds you, did we ever get a sample? Were we gonna do something, 'cause they wanted to quantify your quality of water?
I think we were gonna wait until you approved it here and then take
Okay.
the general water quality chemistry test. Like I said,
Yeah.
it's probably gonna be,
Right, 'cause that would be the other thing too, you know, if they require, you know, fairly soft water that we can't provide, is it gonna pan out? We don't know. So,
Will our system handle it?
will it? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's.
Yeah, up to 500 gallons a minute, and if they were wanting 1,000 gallons a minute, we couldn't do that.
So, how long before stuff wears out?
That would have to be all factored in.
Yeah, I know, I'm
once
just,
we
yeah,
work
you know,
through this.
because you're pumping that much more water, it's gonna, very soon it's gonna need an upgrade, and who's gonna pay for that upgrade?
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
the way it is now is rural water pays a percentage of the water they use for any improvements and stuff like that. So they're like 10%. So if we do an addition to the plant or whatever, you know, without these guys,
Mhm.
they would pay 10%.
Okay.
So, yeah.
You know, I'm gonna speak a little bit to say that, you know, for the sake of discussion, if this pans out and they happen to become now a 50% user, my expectations are that, you know, there will roughly be 50%, you know,
Right.
coming from McLean Sheridan to help, you know, improvements or upkeep on the plant.
Which would all be negotiated, but of
Right, yeah,
course,
that's
but
all gonna have to
that
work
would,
out.
would be probably where it would go, so.
Trust me, we don't wanna be, I don't wanna be left holding the bag on.
No,
that's
no.
all.
That's what I'm trying to say, yeah.
So anyway, I guess what we'll do is we'll, I mean, if everybody's okay with this, we will continue to meet with them, and we'll may have a draft. They're gonna do a draft, an execution, or a draft of a memorandum of understanding, and then we'll bring it back to the city for approval, and go from there. just so everybody knows, you know, anybody got any issues with that, or like Colin said, we don't wanna hold the bag on this one, definitely not. Any questions on it? There's a copy of the letter in your stuff from McLean Sheridan. This would be a real boost. I mean, if it did happen, it'd be a good money source for us.
But there has to be a guarantee, you know, so that, let's say we get it all set up and 2 years later they close down, you know.
Well, they would be paying pretty much all of the cost.
Right, but I mean, you know, we gotta make sure it's all talked about and,
Well, yeah,
you know.
absolutely, yeah.
And when they need it done, and if we do need a
Well-
water intake.
At the earliest, it would be last half of 2022. So it's not very far away. Any questions? Okay.
How much, water capacity do we have if the river is low? You know, if they're asking for 500 a minute,
Define low.
well, if the water level in the river where we can't pump out of it.
If we can't pump out of it, then we got no capacity.
That's right.
Okay, that's what
That's why,
Right.
the intake is a huge part of this, so.
Right.
You know, it depends on if we got an inch over the, you know, the intake, or 2 inches, you know, at what rate we can pull from before we start cavitating, you know.
Right.
And the last thing we wanna do is take away from our residents
Right.
and give it to them when we have none, so.
Right. So that's something I'd like to hear about.
Right, so I'm pretty confident that if this would go forward, it would have to include the intake.
Yeah, maybe Great River could pay for the new intake.
That's what I'm thinking.
How about a pipeline from there?
Way
Otherwise-
ahead of you, that.
A portion of it.
They give us an extra $1 million, we'd have it, we could start it this fall. Okay, moving on. A2S update, guess we don't have one unless you have something, Chelsea.
Nope, the only update I guess I got was from them on these servers.
Okay. Portfolios, Mr. Severson.
One side of the intake pump structure has been repaired. I'll just leave it at that. I was gonna give a little rub that if we ordered all the parts at one time, we could've had this whole thing done, but besides the point. But,
Do you wanna speak on your sewer thing?
huh?
Do you wanna speak on your sewer thing,
My sewer thing? Yeah,
up the hill?
okay, I will. But yeah, so that's done.
I'm trying to get you off track, huh?
Yeah. So, we still need to do the other half of that one. I don't think it's gonna happen now, going into summer, so we're gonna have to.
Well, it still works fine, right?
Well, it worked fine, but it's based on the one that was taken out, it's on its last legs, so we don't, you know, I don't wanna go through winter with just one side. Again, so we will have to do the other half, probably this fall,
All right.
so, let's see what else. 10th and, what, 4th? Where we got a sewer issue, blockage issue that has been up there a couple times, cambered it as an issue, but we think when the new road street project was done, they made the tie-in, some issues there. We're gonna have to dig that up, it's out in the street. Till we dig it up, we don't know what we got,
Right.
so.
Gotta be done.
At this point, yeah, we don't know the cost, but we gotta proceed with it, so.
Anything else?
No, that's all I got.
Okay.
I got nothing. What did you want me to, what was I supposed to call the cops about again?
Contract.
No.
Contra, oh, the motorcycle.
Motorcycle, that's it. I forgot to write it down, I apologize.
Are you tired?
No, mine's just 7 million different places.
Yeah. Okay, Mike?
Nothing really to report, the elevator looks good, that's in there, is it up? I don't even know if it's up and working right now
Yes,
yet.
it is.
You've ran it a couple times, or
Yes.
they've ran it? Okay. I haven't been on it yet, so,
Works good.
okay.
Let's go try it out.
Is that it?
And that's it, I'm good.
Well,
Nothing.
couple things, got a call from, Forestry Board, Cal.
Carla?
Carla, yes, Carla Klein, thank you. They said they've been trying to get a forestry board meeting together, that they've had a really difficult time, just nobody can make it. The idea that they come up with is, these plantings, trees, set up a thing where you adopt a planting, a group or individual adopts them. And, there might be a little sign there saying, this maintained by this group or whatever. And I think that's a good idea, save some money, She just wanted to make sure that the city was fine with it, and I said I would bring it up. And I said, I know we're fine with it, but I will bring it up, so, and I think it's a great idea,
Mhm.
absolutely great.
Yeah, I remember that was the last thing we talked about quite a while ago. And
Yeah. So I told her, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, also, I talked with Dave Lindell today, the special assessment deficiency, the 2013, special assessment is the one that the majority of this deficiency is in, okay? We can refund that this year. So, so what I'm gonna do, unless somebody has a problem, I don't think you will, David and I will get a hold of Mike Manstrom. We'll figure out what we need to do to get this done. I mean, now's a good time, the rates are low. We're gonna have to, what happened is, in 2013, we bonded $552,000 more than we actually assessed. And that money, we believe, is sitting in the project fund. We need to buy that down and get the assessments where they're supposed to be, so that what comes in equals what's going out. So, it's gonna take a little bit of work getting that figured out, but that's what we're gonna be doing with that, so. Get us back on track. Gotta start somewhere, so. Other than that, I think that's all I have. Chelsea?
Nope.
Adam? Nothing? No? George?
Great.
Okay, let's, move to bills. Everybody get a chance to review the bills.
Make a motion to pay the bills.
Okay, just a quick note on the bills, at the last meeting, we tabled the one from, A2S for that special assessment. It was kind of Colin and I actually met with them the other day, and, there was some confusion with the emails and, what was actually, they said was, anyway, it was a big jumble. And we ended up agreeing to give them $4,000 more, and I think they're cutting off like $7,000 or $8,000 off
About 9.
about $9,000 off of it, off the bill, so. That's what it says, $4,000 check in there for them, so. So that's what that check is for, just so you know. So, yeah. But we got it figured out, got it done, so. That's what I just want to say, that's all. Any other questions? Colin?
Aye.
Good.
All right.
Mike?
Hi.
No?
Aye.
Yes. Okay, no other business, next meeting, May 26th. Very good, thank you everyone for coming. Fill up your iPads.
Got enough to read.
sidewalk
Turn it
down.
off, the recording.
Not today.